From creating a female-led world where men are just accessories, to reclaiming pink as the color of the season, here's how Greta Gerwig is changing feminism with the Barbie movie. The truth is out, guys. Barbie is the queen of Barbie land, a super-saturated, colorful world where women hold the reins and the men's jobs are just beach. With Barbie, Greta Gerwig has created a high femme world where Mattel's iconic doll is the one and only focus. She's the president, a Nobel Prize winner, a Pulitzer winner, a diplomat, an author, a lawyer, and with Margot Robbie's version, a dreamer and a critic. She's the main gal who owns the Barbie dream house, who has the best Ken of them all, and who occasionally hosts giant blowout parties with planned choreography and a bespoke song. But even though this Barbie land looks superficial and stereotypically girly, there's a catch, and that is the accessorization of Ken. From every appearance he's made in the film's trailers, to his song Just Ken, and Ryan Gosling's Kenergy in the promotional tour, if there's one thing fans are sure of, it's the fact that in this movie, Barbie is the go-getter. She's got all the jobs, she's the leader of the pack, and Ken's just there to make her look good. It's like Greta has taken it upon herself to prove that you don't need a Ken by your side to be perfect. And trust me when I say, that's a very revolutionary idea, especially knowing why Ken was even created in the first place. You see, back in the 1960s, when Barbie was at the height of fame, people started protesting that Barbie as a doll alone was unacceptable, and she had to have a partner by her side. Yes, people hated the idea of a single female doll and wanted her to have a family of her own, which is a super disturbing idea in itself, but in any case, that was when Ken was created by Mattel. He wasn't just an accessory for Barbie. Instead, Kenneth Sean Carson, which is his full name, was an equally successful partner to Barbie. To date, he's been an astronaut, a scientist, a teacher, an actor, a surfer, and even a pizza delivery boy. Now, it's funny that back in the day, people hated for even a doll to be single, but the fact remains that Ken was introduced because of Barbie. He's never had an independent identity and has always been connected to Barbie in one way or the other. And even though the reason behind his creation was super outdated, Greta took it, revolutionized it, and turned him into just a guy that exists only for Barbie. To quote a line from the film's first trailer, Ken only has a great day if Barbie looks at him, making him the perfect himbo for every successful and ambitious Barbie out there. So in a way, Greta has single-handedly, or actually with a lot of Barbies, turned Ken's image from an ideal boyfriend to a trophy surfer boy whose only goal in life is to make Barbie happy. And as if it wasn't enough to show in the movie, she's also made Ryan Gosling adopt the same persona in the film's promotional tour. Gone is the macho guy from The Gray Man, Drive, and Blade Runner. He's an all-new man who knows that he exists in Barbie's world and has not once tried to take over from her. In fact, every time he appears in the press, he gives us a whole new Ken moment to talk about. Like when he said the only reason he said yes to the role was because he thought Ken's story should be told after he found the doll lying face first in the mud in the backyard of his sister's house next to a lemon rind. Or when he wore his partner, Eva Mendes' initial, in a Barbie font necklace pendant at the Barbie world premiere in LA. It's like he's finally realized that he's not Ryan. He's a Ken who has no job, no house, no prospects even, and just exists to serve Barbie with all he's got. The actor has also spoken out about people hating him being cast for the role, saying that it's funny how people are clutching their pearls about his Ken, not realizing that this movie is not about him, but Barbie, and only Barbie. Looks like Ryan's become a total himbo for Queen Bee, and there's no taking it back. Looking back at Greta's projects, this isn't the first time she's done that to her male characters. Just take Lady Bird, Mistress America, Jackie, or even Little Women as an example. In Lady Bird, she explores the coming-of-age story of Saoirse Ronan's Christine in a way that feels fresh and new, despite being an old concept for Hollywood. Saoirse shines in her role, so much so that Timothée Chalamet and Lucas Hedges feel like supporting actors, and not stars equally famous as her. Then there's Little Women, an adaptation of Louisa May Alcott's very popular story, where it's the females cast that takes up center stage. They're alive with chatter, gossip, romance, and ambition, and in comparison, their male partners are just there to support them. Just like in Lady Bird, and just like in Barbie. At face value, Barbie is a story of an age-old blonde, white doll that has very much been a symbol of female objectification and stereotypical beauty standards. But in this movie, she's different. She's a critic of her own world and wants to know if life's as empty as she experiences in Barbie Land, or is there more meaning and soul to it than just getting up, getting ready, and taking a stroll around the beach. In fact, in reality, Barbie is actually a commentary on how ridiculous the idea of Barbie is. I mean, she's a doll who likes looking pretty, and aside from her different jobs, she hasn't got much going on for her. But Greta changed that with a very feminist movie, although Mattel hates admitting that. In fact, there was a time during production when Richard Dixon, the coup and president of Mattel, took a flight mid-production to the film's set to argue with Greta and Margot about a scene he thought was off-brand. It sounded too revolutionary on paper, but when he saw it being performed, he says the nuance convinced him that the movie was not going to diss the brand. Not entirely anyway, because whoever's watched the film will know that Barbie is not for the character's lovers. Instead, it's a very open commentary on how the doll's concept is so outdated and needs changing. Not that Greta and Margot didn't face enough challenges to make it. The executive producer of Mattel Films, Robbie Brenner, said that Barbie is not a feminist movie. Margot, in reply to his thoughts, said that you don't have to put a label on the movie for it to be something, and that at the end of the day, it's a movie with a lot more than feminism in it, and that if anything, it's at least not a Barbie puff piece. Instead, it's a way for them to show that Barbie is not the icon y'all think she is, and can be as flawed as everyone with her thoughts and actions. Fans agree and say that this movie's a feminist masterpiece and that it's going to change how people see the doll's legacy entirely. They're saying Barbie can do whatever she wants, and the different jobs she has in the movie proves that there's no limit to the doll's abilities and can be anyone and anything she wants. People are also saying that the movie seems to have a level of self-awareness, that it could either make a very impactful feminist message, or it will totally miss the mark considering Mattel's input on the film. But not everyone's in on the agenda, and are bringing up Barbie's very problematic past, saying that there's no way a movie about this doll's going to be revolutionary or feminist. And that just because it has a majorly female cast and director, that doesn't mean it's going to give off some huge message. One fan also said that there's nothing about the doll that says feminist icon, and that all she cares about is fashion and makeovers. But hey, didn't Elle Woods too? In fact, if there's any other character who embodies pink other than Barbie, it's Elle from Legally Blonde. And if she isn't a feminist icon for the young and pretty, who is? On paper, even her character looked totally superficial and empty, and all she cared about was her looks, and little else. But when Elle put her mind to it, she not only aced law school, but also proved that she could do it better in pink heels. That was in 2001, and this is 2023, but little has changed in terms of using pink as the color for women. With Barbie causing a global shortage of the color, it's clear that the movie's makers have given it their all to make the film look as pretty as possible. But if you think that's gonna stop Greta Gerwig from giving us a feminist masterpiece, you're wrong. Instead, she's gonna use that color to her full advantage and make sure that this time, Barbie comes off as not just a doll, but an icon everyone can look up to. So, from reclaiming pink as the color of the season, to creating a female-led world where men are just accessories, that's how Greta Gerwig is changing feminism with the Barbie movie.